Hey guys, it's Ginger here, and ignore my nerdy glasses. I'm not saying that people who wear glasses are nerdy. I already started this video bad. I have blue light blocking glasses on, so I'm trying to, whatever. This is so irrelevant to the video. So I am making this video sort of in the moment because I have a lot going on, but I still want to make these videos for you guys, so here I am. You know, here I am. So I think I'm gonna try to like do some vlogging style videos, because for the next month of August I'm gonna be on tour with the GIPSY Kings. So they're a pretty big band. A lot of people know them, and I'm gonna be on tour on the West Coast. It's my first time on the West Coast, and it's going to be Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah. It's like literally, I can't believe it's happening. And I want to share the experience with you guys of touring and what it feels like to be who I am, you know, just a person who makes YouTube videos and like can produce music. And to be going on tour with someone like the GIPSY Kings. You should check them out. They're a pretty big band if you don't already know them. So for this video, for you guys, I'm gonna do like a Q&A style. So I'm basically gonna go over a bunch of questions rapidly that people, well, that you guys have shared. Really, honestly, it's just because I think it's the most efficient way to answer many of your questions with the amount of videos that I can produce at this time. I feel like I'm the president the way I'm talking. Anyways, okay. So one thing I wanted to mention to you guys is I was on the train from New York City to upstate, and I left my guitar on the train, and so I just want to remind you guys to cherish your instruments and get an air tag for your guitars, which I just did yesterday since that happened. And always remember to lock your case when you can. I didn't even lock my case, and I thought my guitar was gone forever, and by the grace of God, it wasn't. So this is my reminder to you guys to cherish the instruments you have. I've had this guitar for 10 years, and I didn't even lock the case, and I really have changed my perspective on that. Okay, let's jump into the questions. Enough babbling. So how do you get over perfectionism? Now, I haven't prepared answers for these questions because I want to answer in the moment. So how do you get over perfectionism? So personal experience. I used to be my head's starting to hurt. I used to be very critical of myself and critical of the way I wrote and all that stuff. And eventually instead of focusing on myself, I started focusing on what other artists were doing, and I started focusing on learning. And that helped a lot because the focus was shifted from myself to other things. And also this sort of goes back to the self-criticism we sometimes have of ourselves, and it's really just flat out selfish. We're just focusing on ourselves instead of focusing on the song and focusing on what will make this song amazing. So, you know, sometimes your ego can get into the way. Let go of your ego and really focus on what does the song want to be. Next question. Do you believe that having a good singing voice is needed to become a successful songwriter? No. For sure, no. If you want to be a songwriter, then you don't have to have a good singing voice. You should probably be able to carry a melody, sort of. But you don't even have to do that well, because there's so many ways to make your voice sound better. There's tuning softwares, you can change the way your voice sounds with some plugins. So no, you don't have to have a good singing voice to be a good songwriter. To become a successful songwriter. Okay, so how do you be pitch perfect? Hit every note perfectly. That's the next question. So I would not call myself... Okay, so pitch perfect, I think, means that you can hear a note like, and And you can actually say, oh, that's a D flat. Like, that's, I think, what pitch perfect means. For this question, it got really hot in here. For this question, I think you mean, like, how do you hit every note perfectly when you're singing a song? So I would say it's the same as a basketball player who shoots free throws, or it's the same as a football player who has to throw the ball perfectly for so many yards. It just takes practice. It just takes practice. I had a life coach for a while, and he used to tell me that you can't criticize yourself doing something, for instance, singing. You can't criticize yourself as a singer until you've been trying to sing and learning to sing for at least 10,000 hours. Because until then, you're not really good enough or experienced enough to judge. So do the 10,000 hours, practice for, 10 years or whatever. I'm kidding. But basically, you just want to practice for a long time. And as boring as that sounds, the more you practice, and maybe practicing could be running through scales where you'd go do 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 do. I don't even sound good. My voice isn't warmed up. But it can be things like that. It can be things like singing songs that maybe stretch your range, or singing songs that have more intricate melodies. Just practice. How to deal with lack of confidence when you're starting to learn singing. I would say that it would be the same as learning to do anything. Let's say you're learning to ski. Well, when you're learning to ski, you fall a lot, which is what someone's told me. I don't ski, but you fall a lot. And when you're learning to sing, I would assume you're sort of falling a lot. You're doing things that aren't sounding good. You're not good yet, to put it plainly. And be humble. Realize that no, you're not going to sound good in the beginning. And that's completely okay. That doesn't matter. The thing that actually matters is, will you stick with it and move through those weeks, months, or years that don't sound good, and then continue, and then start to see the progress. See, life is all about this. You're here and you want to be here. Okay, you're here and you want to be here. And from here to here is a lot of sucking, and a lot of falling on your face, and a lot of the stuff that people don't want to experience. And in order to get here, you have to go through that. And it's not fun. And you have to go through that, and once you're through that point, you'll eventually start to say, oh, this is getting better and better and better and better. And then you learn more, and then you take some more courses, and then you start learning from really great people and challenging yourself. And then, boom, you're here. So that's sort of like my theory with everything, is you start with something, you suck, and then you don't suck. That's my plan, my theory. How do you know what scales to use at what times? Okay, so if you're trying to figure out the scale of a song, then you want to, the first step when I do it is trying to figure out what the root note is. So let's say I'm just gonna play chords. I'm not showing you what they are. So this is hard to explain, but you want to figure out what the 1 will be in a scale, what the root note is. And that's usually the chord that your chord progression either starts or ends on. So let me play it again. That's the chord. That one feels like home. that one feels like everything I just played resolved to that chord. And there's a lot of YouTube videos you can watch on this. I'm just doing the basics. So you're trying to figure out what key that is. Okay, so if this is the one chord, then you need to figure out what's the note, the one note. You're probably wondering, well, how did you just pull that note out of the air? So typically with your one note, you can sing that note throughout the entire song and it sounds good. That would be your one. So then you say, okay, well, what note is that? Now, I don't really know much about the notes on a guitar, so let me just remove this capo. Oh, that's actually an E. So that means that your song is in the key of E. So as you can see, that's the process. If that raises any questions, I feel like I'm not that good at explaining things. If that raises questions, I will happily answer your questions. Okay, so the last question is, should we be sharing all the things and secrets we're good at? Which is basically what I do on this channel. So this was a question someone commented. All these are actually questions that people comment, that you guys comment. But for this one, basically they're saying, like, should I be sharing everything I'm sharing, or should you guys be sharing everything that you know? So in my opinion, when I write and make music, I try to like inject my personality and myself into songs and into my vocal performances and whatnot. And so if someone wants to like take all my ideas that I'm sharing, then I feel like they can. But I feel like that what's unique about what I do is me, is my personality, is the things that I write about. Like if I write about, you know, I don't know, having a boyfriend and telling him you're gonna have pancakes and lattes forever together, like someone else can write about that, but like it's not gonna be genuine to them. And I feel like the lack of genuineness will show in them, in the artist. So I just try to make my stuff unique. Like I try to write about my own life and I try to inject me into it. And if people want to steal that, then it's like, fine, you know? I think the success of artists comes from genuineness. And if someone's going to steal all my stuff and not be genuine, then I don't know if that will actually get them anywhere. Because also, how can they replicate that if they're going to copy me? So that's just my 2 cents. This video is all over the place and it's a lot longer than usual, and I'm probably not going to edit it very much, but I just wanted to be present with you guys and like continue sharing. And I want to share the stuff I learn while I'm on tour with the GIPSY Kings. I think I'm going to learn a lot because I've never performed in front of a lot of people at one time. I'm supposed to be wearing these, the blue light. And the most people I've performed in front of is like maybe 200, 300, if that. And I want to be playing in front of like 6,000 people at one of these shows, at 2 of these shows. So I'm definitely nervous, to be transparent, but I'm trying to remember the things I'm sharing with you guys, which is, it's not about me. It's not about my insecurities or like my nervousness. It's about the music. So I may as well just focus on the music, which is what everyone's going there to see. So I want to share all this stuff that I'm thinking about and all these things that I'm experiencing with you guys while I'm on tour. So follow along. I'll probably start posting stuff. Well, the tour starts at the beginning of next month, at the beginning of August. So I'll probably start posting like halfway through August or in the beginning. It just kind of depends on how much time I have. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to document what happens because I feel like a lot will happen in the course of a month. Yeah, as always, I just want to thank you guys for sticking to this channel and listening and absorbing the information that I share, because that's really the coolest part to see, is people using the stuff that I talk about. Is, you know, if you guys use it and you find something great from it, it's like, wow, I can't believe that I have the opportunity to share it with you. So now I'm rambling. I'll talk to you guys soon. Maybe the next video will be when I get to Washington, because I'm going to be staying there for a few days. First time in Washington. Well, actually first time, like I said, west of Nashville. So anyways, such a long video, unnecessarily long. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your songwriting skills that you may have learned from this video. And yeah, happy writing.